Josh and I'm here, Director of Instruction at the National Golf Club of Kansas City, and I'm here with one of my very good friends, John Novosel Jr., who's the co-founder of Tour Tempo. And John, your specialty is speed, hitting the ball farther. And believe it or not, most people that come in to me for a lesson here want to hit it farther. Nobody yet wants to hit it shorter. So
exactly.
That's why I've got you in.
Yeah.
If they want to learn how to hit it shorter, we'll find somebody else. But we're going to talk about hitting it farther today. And tell me a little 1, 2, 3 big misconceptions you see with people when they're trying to hit it farther. What are some tips you've heard that just make you want to cringe when it comes to hitting the ball farther?
I don't know if it's the actual tips or things that people say. They have a concept in their mind that they have to get get tighter or swing harder or really muster all this energy. When really what we need to do is swing better, swing smarter, and swing faster. And granted, I know we all know what swing faster means, but I'm talking your tempo. If we can increase your tempo, you're probably going to increase your ground force. And that's a quick way to get speed.
So one of the things that you and I have talked about for the last decade that we've known each other is one of the best ways to pick up clubhead speed is to actually swing back faster.
Yep.
And how many times have you heard low and slow on the takeaway?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you just hear, on the range or whatever, you're just swinging too fast, right? Every bad shot, I just swung too fast.
Right.
You're saying the opposite. Swing faster.
We need to load that backswing as much and as fast as we can.
Okay.
So the keys is a faster backswing, but don't lose your range of motion. If you can keep your range of motion and make a faster backswing, I'm batting 1,000 with my students for increasing speed and hitting the ball farther.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And that, for you people that haven't checked out Tour Tempo, there's an actual ratio, right? And it's 3 to 1.
Yep.
And that means, obviously the swing doesn't, take many seconds, less than a second, but the backswing is 3 times slower, I guess, or the downswing is, it's
3 to 1.
You get what I'm saying? 3 to 1. How many people, their backswing is quicker than 3 to 1 that you typically see?
Very few. Most people are 4 to 1, 5 to 1. And you mentioned earlier the elapsed time.
Yeah.
So a Tour Pro, the elapsed time from takeaway to impact is about a second. Rory McIlroy is a little bit quicker than that.
Yep.
The average golfer can be anywhere from 1.2, 1.5 to 2 or 3 seconds.
And it makes sense, right? When we all start here and we're trying to end here, the faster that we can get that club from here to here, the better. And like you said, but it's not by going shorter.
Right.
I can speed up the actual time. But if my backswing gets to here and then back there, well, if this time from here to here speeds up, obviously I'm swinging the club faster.
Exactly.
And I think you hit on the head. What I was getting at is you probably don't see many whose backswing is too fast, ever.
Very few, and if they do, typically it's really short. But if you do have too fast a backswing, then you might benefit from a longer backswing. Yeah.
And this might be getting a little, to kind of keep simple, still getting a little technical. There's really only 2 things that go into clubhead speed, right? It's the amount of force we put into the club, which we're going to talk about in a second with pressure plates and everything else. And it's the length of the distance the club travels.
Yeah.
And we don't want to shorten the distance the club travels. That will hit it shorter. We do want to input force. And one of the best ways you're ever going to input force is to swing faster. I mean, you think about how much force, if I swing like this, is it going to take to start my downswing? Not much.
Right.
How much to change directions? Not much. But if I got to put a lot of force to get that club to stop and start changing directions. Now we're increasing force, and that's why we build up clubhead speed.
All great athletic, powerful motions have tons of force.
All of them.
And we're about to see that on these Smart to Move plates. So let's give it a try.
Okay, so we're going to do something here. I'm going to try not to cheat for the camera. I am going to make a very slow backswing.
Yep.
And then I'm going to try to hit the ball or swing as fast as I can.
Right.
So we think Hideki Matsuyama on tour, right?
Yeah, and his swing is not that slow. He does have that pause and lets that marinate a little.
Yeah.
But when you go slow, it's going to be hard to generate speed, especially if you have the right ratio.
Okay.
That average golfer has.
So we're going to see a couple things here. We're going to see pressure plates in a minute. You're also going to see John's Tour Tempo with this, and we're going to check out the tempo of my swing when I go really slow and then when I make a fast backswing.
Now, if you're okay with it, I'm going to give you some slow tones to try.
Yeah.
Does that work? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is from the Tour Tempo app.
Okay.
This is 27.9. Bum, bum, bum. Start, top, impact.
Start.
Yeah, you're
Wow,
way
fast.
ahead. Yeah, your normal tempo is really good, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough for you.
Okay.
So we won't worry as much about the ball, but what we'll look at is the clubhead speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we'll see what the speed is.
See what speed is, but we'll also be able to look at your max
Pressure.
vertical force pressure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just hit record here, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
We ready?
We are ready.
I still quick hit it a little. I
But
still
that
quick
just
hit.
shows how we all get into our tempos, and what you're about to find out is how quickly someone can change a tempo.
Now, what was the tempo on that? You said 27.9.
27.9, and you're
Now,
way too fast.
I swung that at 70 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and I was early. I
Right.
needed to go slower.
Yeah. Your max vertical force there was. Tell me what it is. What that's for.
99%.
He's only got his own body weight out of the ground.
It's not bad. So what that means, 99%,
Yeah.
and if you see my other videos, I think we even did one with you on that,
Yeah.
is when we're talking about vertical force, it's about the closest thing we have to apples due to speed, right?
Right.
And basically what that is, if you think of these as a scale, my body weight is 100%,
Yeah.
right? Now, if I jump, I'm pushing into the ground to jump. If you've ever done this to scale, I'm sure we all have as kids, you'll see, if I weigh 200 pounds and I do that, all of a sudden it's 300.
Right.
That's what that's doing. At my peak, I was at 99%. So if I weighed 200 pounds, I was 199 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Right.
That is
terrible.
awful.
Terrible. And that was at the slow tempo.
That's at the slow one.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
I know for me, my tempo is about 18.6.
Yeah.
That was 27.9.
Right.
You could hear the beeps. You could see I was even trying to slow down through
Right.
it. Now we'll see. You want to go?
Yep. I'm gonna put you.
My normal one is 18.6.
Yep.
Which basically, this is going off frames when you video it, right?
Right.
18 frames to the top.
Yep.
6 to impact.
Yeah.
As opposed to 27.9, which we're on.
Right.
I know from using this, and I'm closer to 18.6. We know the last one I think was 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We're gonna go 18.6 now, which is more normal for me.
Right.
My normal clubhead speed with a 7-iron is probably in the low 90s.
Right.
That one I tried to swing hard, but I had to slow down because it's too slow.
You were stuck. You were confined to that
Yeah.
slow downswing. Right.
And what would happen the other way if I went slower back and tried to speed up and then try to get it is I don't have enough force in the swing. I've got to
Exactly.
speed up the backswing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be what 18.6 sounds like.
18.6.
Bum 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 bum. Okay. And then I'm going to record.
So that was 97 miles an hour.
Wow. And we got your vertical here of.
That's torque. Where'd it go?
Didn't give it to us.
It's right here.
Motherfucker.
It's right here.
Oh.
274.
Wow.
274. So it wasn't 99, 274. That might have even been quicker. I was trying to show off for the camera. I did get to 97 miles an hour, 190 carry,
Yeah.
which is not a normal golf course swing.
Right.
But again, how did that happen? Well, I was under the gun to swing fast, right?
Yeah.
I was under the gun to go after that ball.
Right.
I see it all the time, and I bring this up again, that on the lesson tee, a guy or girl will make 2 good shots, hit it solid. The swing's almost identical, and they hit one bad and they go, I just swung too fast. I never hear I swung too slow. But kind of what you're saying is, no, we tend to swing too slow. We
do.
need to speed it up,
Yeah.
especially if we're trying to hit the ball farther. I mean, we just have to speed up the backswing.
If you go to a long drive event, or if you go watch the Elite Tour pros that are really long, you're going to see these really amazingly fast swings. They make it look not as fast. You have a fast swing, so it looks fast,
Yep.
because 18.6 is just fast.
Yep.
But it makes sense. If I swing that fast, I'm going to gain some serious
Yeah.
speed. You got more ground force, you got more speed, all by using a faster tempo.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. You know this, or I'll tell them. I was working with a player, and they had a parent watching. And they had a couple bad shots on, you're just swinging too fast. And finally I said, it's not that they're swinging, it's not. And so John does this thing, we've done this before, but I sent him a quick text and said, put this up to Rory's swing.
Yeah.
Text me back. And so he does it, goes frame by frame. Rory was at impact and this kid hadn't finished his backswing yet. And I said, well, do you still think he's swinging too fast? And they said, well, there's no way Rory swings that. How does he do that? It looks smooth because the tempo is good, not because it's slow.
Right. It also looks smooth because he doesn't have a lot of extraneous motion.
Yeah.
So, and you do that well as, you swing, you don't have a lot of crazy Jim
Furyk looks a little, so it
yeah.
looks, we associate that with he's swinging hard.
Right.
No, they're just swinging well, quickly.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, what's your take home? There's a free Tour Tempo app.
Yes, so
Tour Tempo frame
people
counter.
hear this and say, okay, I need to swing faster.
Yeah.
What do you have? What is the Tour Tempo app? How do people get it? How do they use it?
First of all, get the Tour Tempo frame counter app. It's on iOS. It's free. You can count your frames in your swing and see what your current tempo is.
How much?
Free. That's
even I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Yeah, it's easy. So you can find out what your tempo is, and if you count your frames and it's, let's say your frames are 29.12 or 38.8, whatever it might be. If it's that slow, get ready, get excited. You're about to gain speed. Okay. Now, what's the next thing? Well, we do have the Tour Tempo Total Game app, and that plays those tones that you just heard. That one does cost a little bit of money, but it's well worth it. You can use them anywhere. You can download it right now, go right to the driving range and try it. Now, your first couple swings, if you try Josh's tempo or even Rory at 21.7, it's going to feel ungodly fast.
Yeah.
Feel way too fast. But just give it a try and do practice swings if you need to.
Yep.
Then go to ball. It's helpful to have a launch monitor and just do like we're doing with Josh. Just do your clubhead speed.
Yep.
Don't worry about the ball. And you're going to see that clubhead speed go up. If your clubhead speed does not go up, get some video of your swing because you're probably making the swing too short.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you do those things, I guarantee some speed. If you're already 18.6, okay, and you still want more speed, make that 18.6, but get a longer hand path, more handle travel, and you'll pick up that speed.
We don't see long drive guys stopping there, right?
There's a reason. Yeah.
And you brought up an interesting point before we go. When you're working on clubhead speed, work on clubhead speed.
Yes.
Don't worry if you miss it. Don't worry if you hit it right, left, hocus, whatever. Work on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Right? If you're working on solid contact or divot in front, do it at a speed that you can have some success and then push yourself.
Yep.
If you're working on clubhead speed, don't worry about the other stuff.
That's right.
You'll figure out how to hit it solid once that clubhead speed picks up. Because what happens, and we've seen it, is if you're swinging a driver at 100 miles an hour, you're going to get to 105, 106, 107 swinging faster, and you're not going to know where the ball goes.
Right.
And then when you say, okay, now make your normal swing, they hit it great, and all of a sudden it's 103. And you go, whoa, I picked up 3 miles an hour. Exactly. Then you keep trying to go faster, and then all of a sudden you hit 110, no idea where the ball's going, but now you're swinging at 105, 106 comfortably. You've got to train yourself to swing faster.
I always tell people, you've been driving a Mack truck, now you're jumping in a Ferrari. You're going to be all over the road.
Yep.
But you learn how to drive whatever speed you're going, and you figure that out. And it's just like you said, if you're creeping up that max speed, your average speed's going to creep up. So, good stuff.
Well, thanks for listening. Real quick, John, how do they find you on the internet?
TourTempo.com. I'm at TourTempo on Instagram. And if you're looking for some of the speed products, it's a whole other video, TourTempoSpeed.com.
Perfect. Well, John, thanks for coming.
Thanks, buddy.
Really
Appreciate
enjoyed it. And check out Tour Tempo.
Yep.